It's the last match day of 2021 as today Bristol City welcome Queen's Park Rangers to Ashton Gate. QPR are currently sat 7th in the league with Bristol City 18th, so a win for either side today would be absolutely massive as we head into the new year. And I'm now joined by Rangers journalist Ian. Ian, it's been a good season so far for QPR. I've had a few slip-ups. You saw at the return fixture at Loftus Road, the Kai and Prince Foundation Stadium. You battered us, it's fair to say, all game, and we just got lucky with the winner. How would you sort of rate QPR's first half of the season?
Yeah, I think it's been really good. I mean, the whole of 2020 it's been excellent, really. I mean, this time last year, Mark Warburton was fighting for his job. They were playing Norwich, got played off the park, scored a goal against the run of play, drew 1-1. That was a turning point, really, and they've done really well. I mean, since they dropped out of the Premier League, they've really kind of had to build from top to bottom, and there's been some sort of lean 3 or 4 years, but now they're sort of, the hard times are now sort of getting, what they've been trying to do is sort of coming to the surface, and I think they've got 2 games in hand. Had those games in play and they won, they'd be sort of comfortably in the top 6, which is where they've been all season. But as last season shown, they finished 9th and had an amazing second half of the season. So much can change in the Championship. So, but I think start of the year, if someone said you'll be sort of 7th at Christmas next year, you take that.
As you say, you're currently 7th. Obviously, your last game was Bournemouth at home, and I was actually watching a Bournemouth sort of podcast, and they were saying that QPR is one of the teams they do fear for at the top of the league, and they did have to get those 3 points last time out. Do you agree with that? Do you think QPR, they do need to be pushing for promotion this year after, as you say, a good few years in the Championship?
I think where they are, I don't think there's. Do you mean in terms of they fear about QPR if they don't go up?
No, they fear as QPR as a contender to go up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think. To be honest, the Bournemouth game, Bournemouth were better than them. And Bournemouth, I think, were worthy winners. You couldn't turn around and say the better team didn't win. They could have nicked a draw, but to be brutally honest, they played Fulham, were well beaten by Fulham. They played Bournemouth and have been beaten twice, although they were a bit unlucky down the away game there to lose 2-1. So I don't think they're an automatic promotion team, but they're definitely a playoff contending team. But I think you can sort of mention 10 clubs that are in the mix for that. That's the Championship in a nutshell, isn't it? But I think, certainly they're a team that the players they've got and the squad they've got now, they certainly should be contending for a top six position.
Do you think if they don't get playoffs, it will be a disappointing season for QPR?
I think it's hard to say, because you always say you want to see incremental improvements from year to year, and Warburton's first season they finished, I think, 12th, and then last season it was 9th. So if they finish 7th, you can say, well, it's an improvement. But the fear for QPR is if they don't sort of go up or be at least in the playoffs, then they could lose sort of 3 or 4 of their kind of key players in the summer, and then it's about, we all know you can get big money for players, but if you don't buy the right replacements, then it's not money well spent. So that is the fear.
Yeah, and in the return fixture in London of QPR, as I said earlier, they did batter Bristol City, especially down the right and left wing. I believe they played sort of 5-3-2, and they put the ball in the box, didn't take their chances. Is that what the sort of play we'll see from QPR today, going down the wing and looking for loads of balls in the box? Yeah,
they play a 3-5-2. They've had problems in the last 2 games. They've lost, but they've had kind of all the wing backs have been injured, which doesn't help when you're playing wing back. Lee Wallace came back for the first time about 4 or 5 games against Bournemouth. He's 34, but he is kind of a key player for Rangers in the left wing back role. But he looked every inch of those 34 years against Bournemouth, which is understandable. They haven't played because of COVID. They've had 2 matches called off, so they're a bit sluggish in that match. Albert Adoma, obviously, former City winger, he will probably start tonight. He's been excellent in the right wing back role. But they signed Sam McCullum at the start of the season, who's on loan from Norwich, who started the season really, really well. He actually scored in that game, but he's torn a hamstring and been out for 3 months. So you really, the squad is thin, so to speak. And the wing backs are really integral to how they play. If Bristol City can stop the wingers, then you probably the wing backs. That's kind of how you stop QPR, really. Yeah,
hopefully we'll be able to do that with whoever's playing left or right back. We have seen some youngsters playing there recently, so hopefully they can do a job against them. So who in that QPR starting at 11, or the team that we can expect here today? Is it a full strength squad? Is there players missing? And who are the men to look out for QPR today?
Well, Ilias Chair is a key player for them. He could be out. He went off at half-time injured against Bournemouth and was badly missed. Warburton said in his press conference 2 days ago that he'll be assessed, got a kick of the calf, touch and go. They're going to lose him anyway for the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
So I've got a feeling if he's sort of 70% fit, they'll try and play him because they're going to lose him for the best part of a month anyway. Chris Willock was voted Championship Player of the Month. He's had a really good season and it's been, he's a very, very good player. He's one they've picked up for a good price, and he's probably one of those players that I mentioned that probably could be sold on if they don't sort of get promoted this year.
Definitely, he was definitely a threat for QPR against City back in September, I believe it was. So finally then, do you think QPR will be able to get the job done, get into the playoffs as you head into the new year, or do you think Bristol City might cause an upset?
To be honest, I wouldn't say tonight Bristol City win would be an upset, just purely because QPR don't have a great record here.
Yeah.
I do think Bristol City are in a false position. I don't think that's a team and a squad with the manager they've got that should be, lower in the Championship. I think there are players there that, can hurt QPR. I'm really surprised. Every time I've come here, the fans have been, very vocal on that. I'm really surprised they've got such a indifferent home form. It shocks me really. I don't really understand why. And you kind of think when Rangers come down here, City often do the job on them. So it wouldn't surprise me at all tonight if QPR lost. That said, I do think at the moment they're probably a better side in Bristol City. But I'm going to be really boring and sit on the fence and go 1-1.
Yeah, I take a 1-0 draw today. But you mentioned about the Bristol City home form. QPR, I believe, I read something yesterday, they're backed by about 2,000 Rangers supporters today. Do you think that might have a play in anything today?
Sorry, say that again?
I read yesterday that QPR are backed by nearly 2,000 supporters today. Do you think that could play a part in anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's always, we all know away days, big following, everyone enjoys the away day and getting behind your team. Yeah, it could do. They've been okay away from home this season. They've had some decent wins at Middlesbrough and Hull and Derby and these sort of places. They kind of won the games you think they should win away from home. So yeah, it probably will have a factor. But again, I imagine Bristol will be roared on by a big holiday crowd tonight. So I expect a decent game, a good atmosphere, and the honours shared.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. And thank you very much to today's video sponsors, Club. If you play the likes of Fantasy Premier League and Football Manager, then Club is definitely the game for you. You're able to design and build your own football club from scratch by designing kits, logos and stadiums, as well as building a team of real-life footballers to build your club's value. Players earn you points like in any other fantasy game, but what makes Club so unique is you can pick from players in all of Europe's top 5 divisions. Seriously, imagine having a front three of Erling Haaland, Ronaldo and Messi all in one team. But seriously, you have to check this game out. It gives you as the fan the opportunity to build your own football club from scratch. Club have just released their new trailer and updates on their website. You can also join their Discord where they'll have obviously weekly updates. They also do some competitions and you can also lock in your club name so no one else can take it and you can have your own unique club name. That's all in the description. You go down now, click the first and second link in the description to pre-register to the game and you'll be the first to know when the game does go live. It's free to play and obviously go and join their Discord as well for weekly updates. Thank you very much to Club for sponsoring yet another video. Go download their game now. It's absolutely amazing and let's go back to the video. Come on, City! Yes, again! Get in there! Early goal again! Get in there! Get in! Alex, score! Get in, Alex! Alex, score! 1-0. Get in. absolute great finish. Big deflection, but we'll take it. Another early goal, gets in. Another brilliant chance by Semenyo. Ashton Gate's bouncing. Surely a second's got to come soon. Playing brilliantly. Man! Surely! How is that not a penalty? Penalty QPR right on the half-time mark. Because Willett goes down, I don't know. It was a silly challenge, but I'm not sure if it was a penalty. I don't know if it's a penalty. Silly challenge. QPR fans, right on the street right. Come on, Max. Come on. Fouls give way when they're already on a yellow. Come on, you Reds! That's 10 minutes. Go on, Alex. Put a good ball in us. 10 men. 8 minutes left of normal time. Go on, Alex. Shoot. Put in the box. Go on. Oh. 2 handballs. Shoot! Oh. Go on. Come on! Go on! Alex, good ball in the box, lad. Right on Atkinson's or Callis' head. There we go. Right down the other end. Oh, great block, Bowler. Great block. They've scored in the last minute. Just like we did at their place, they've scored in the exact last minute. Corner. One last chance. Shoot!